of having art integration learning AIL according to NCF and NAP means we need to aloof the rote learning from our society to get the children to involve them, to engage them. And unless we engage them in different subjects, in different project work, in different engaged things, they are not able to handle the creative and critical. They will not able to create the creativity what they have in the inner segments and the upper part of the things. Now, he is the Arvind Gupta, twice available on YouTube. You can see www.arvindguptatoys.com. What he says, simple toys are great to develop making skills and understand complex concept. So through the art, various segments approaches could be benefited in the form of the learning process, and after inventing them in the formation of the innovating ideas, that could be the relevancy of the power and other segments the things. Now, training of teachers on art integrated learning pedagogy, why it is needed for effective implementation of art integrated learning, that is important for the experiential learning, joyful learning. School principals need to relevancy of creating the conductive environment, and for that we should follow the following point in different aspects to develop the implementation of this pedagogy through the art integrated learning among the students at primary or foundational stage. So the first point is what? The first point is that should have understanding the concept of AIL as a pedagogy. We need to promote the concept of art integrated learning as a form of the pedagogy. Hands-on the training in the AIL techniques. This would enable all the teachers, including the art teachers, to understand how art forms. That is very, very important. After getting the things, the first and foremost thing is that to create, to understand the awareness about the how can we add the art form to becoming, to engage the methods of learning in the form of the joyful, attentive, expressive, inquisitive, keen observation, leading to the transformation, construction and their own knowledge skills to create the inclusive art classroom. That is very, very important. When we create the inclusive classroom using the art as a mean to learn, that is also very, very important. We can create the inclusive classes through the art, and it could be the different methods and materials should be part of the teaching learning process. That could be the relevancy of conducting any AIL activities at school level, or the collaboration of the teachers of different disciplines including art education, health and physical education. This could be also essential, and we must have to communicate with the society member, the facilitator, the educators and the children also. So collaborating with the teachers of different disciplines including the art education, health and physical, and it could be effective local specific resources for using AIL as an assessment tool, and it could be the skills of the presentation and exhibition of the child's work. That could be the relevancy of implementation of the pedagogy, and it needs to be having the following segments of the objectivity in different forms, and only the objectivity should be implemented to engage in different methods, to engage them in learner and to engage them in a joyful manner. It could be the physical, the generating the cost effective and local specific resources for using AIL as an assessment tool, skills of presentation and exhibition of the child's work. That could be also important while we having the training of the teachers of art integrated learning in the construction of the knowledge to create to inclusive education using the art and the means of the learning process in all AIL activities. Now, see this picture. Do schools kill creativity? Do schools kill creativity? After getting the picture, please write in the chat box. When we have project, when we have the work on the painting of or drawing the picture of an elephant. So through this picture, what could we assume in different segments? What, why, when, why, how, whom? What? Through the art, we can promote the AI continuously going on, and really it could be impressive to create the awareness, to create enthusiasm, to create zealness among the students. That is the need of the demand of the new era in the present learning outcomes and objectivity of learning through art integrated learning. That could be very, very necessary, and for that the process could be not focused on the product basis. It could be planned such as the interdisciplinary action, and it could be through the keen observation, curiosity of the student, and totally they have to develop their senses through the responses first. Why they have responses? Through the dynamicity of the planning and other methodology they can use to review the children's responses to the journey of the tracking and attention towards the appropriate materials such as the pebbles, leaves, flower, clay, sand, and teachers' preparation should be with the students when they have projected the approaches through the learning and teaching process to the shifting of the paradigm to related for grade 1 to 3, grade 4 to 5, and beginning of the adolescence to the concerning and address the naturality to have planned the different activities in the heterogeneous approaches, and it also develops with the creativity and develop their motor skills. Now, integrating art with physics, chemistry, and biology, that is very, very. So you can see the picture. This one is the science in physics, chemistry, and biology. So science provides us the understanding of a universal experience. That could be the art form and understanding of personal experiences. They both are the part of the manifestation of the same thing, and the art and science are the avatars of the human creativity, because the nature of the human creates the creativity in the form of the domains, segment, and others part that could be relevancy. So we need to promote any subject, not for the particular art. We can add the science through the art. We can add social science through the art. We can add mathematics through the art. So art integration learning is not for the particular individual subject. For the major core subject, it could be included in the different segments of the life. Now, in physics, when we have the magnetic painting, so what could be? We can teach for the magnetic painting. Magnet are such as the nickel subtracted to magnet to non-magnetic materials. It could be provided to prevent to different materials and asked to use them to create patterns. That is very, very important. So what are the different things we can go? We can have the proper things to the patterns, and after getting the painting of the magnetic effects in physics, we can discuss the different segments of the learning process through the art, through the paint and other segments of the life. That could be the relevancy of the different domains and approaches made by the curriculum, and most could be oriented to the methods, techniques, and the final what is the domain that could be the engage our children in a group activities, that is form of the non-magnetic materials. When we have the pendulum painting, what could we have the pendulum painting in physics? We can children the frequency, the amplitude, and so on. So when we have the one thing, it the different segments in the form of the different questionnaire, WH family, that is SHM, move back to the respect of the meaning of the position in the pendulum painting approaches. Now, when we have the conservation of the angular momentum, we can add, we can through picture, through the art, through the drawing, the picture, it could be the formation of the relevancy of the AIL through the main manifestation and the spontaneous approaches, that is very important through the art integrated learning process. And it could be formation of the approaches not for the foundational stage but for the other part of also. Someone has written, I am not audible. Is it? Am I audible to everyone? Please write in the chat box. Yes, okay, thank you. So, what is the purpose of having AIL in different segments? The purpose is that only simple thing, to have the models which is based on the learning through the art and learning with the art. That is very important. Please keep in your mind that could be the AIL is based on the learning through the art and learning with the art. When we have the learning, the means of the means, that could be the with and for, it could be the generation, and other part that could be the culture, the puppet making and strategies of implementation. At the primary stages, it could be the relevancy of art integration with all major subjects and different approaches for the teaching and learning methodology, to the limitations, to express our emotions, to express our ideas, and to express the development of the all senses, including the observation and curious exploration. That is very important. So, having the problem solving skills development of the children, we need to express themselves, to express the creativity, to express the development of fine motor skills and other segment in the form of the promotion of sensitivity towards the communication and creating the involvement through the different environment scenarios, and the only mode that could be in the form of the AIL, art integrated learning, at the different stages, the foundational stages, the secondary, the upper primary, the primary and senior secondary also. Now, the art of the chromatography. Just see the picture. What the designing, what the art is there. That is the form of the reason to live. That is very important. And when we have the approaches through the art and with the art, that could be the maximization of the competency-based learning, experiential learning, and so on. We need to prepare the children in the different scenarios, different domains and approaches. It could be the relevancy and so on. It to have the best methodology to express themselves in the different approaches, in the different domains, to exploration of the creativity and development of the motor skill through the implementation of the individuality and individual needs at the various stages with the social context, ability, and stage-wise objective that could be integrated as we can have the joyful education in the classroom. So the purpose of having AIL is what? To develop the joyful skill of the students through the art, with the art, to implementation of AIL, art integrated learning, and the purpose is having the joyful exploration and having the purpose of gaining the knowledge through the curiosity and their various expression and spontaneous variety of empowering the children in their different mood. Now, studying periodic table through the heroes poetry. So this one could be also, that is the haiku is a type of short form poetry originally from Japan. So haiku, there are only 3 lines totaling 17 syllables. The first line is 5 syllables, the second is the 7 syllables, the third is the fly. So lithium, Li, lighter than water, empower my phone, my car, vanish depression. So lithium could be the carbon C, so stealing diva through yourself. So this could be the picturization, drawing the picture, and it could be the relevancy through the different segment when we approach the our approaches in the different segment in respect of the empathy and compassion, that is socio emotional and conceptualization with expressive communication, literacy, language, emotions, day-to-day activities, and cognitive competency understanding. CCU. Competitive and competency, cognitive level of the emotions that could be from the different segment of the life. And here when we talk about the periodic tables, Scrabble, it could be the different, the same with the purpose of having the picture, the art integration is what? First is the joyful understanding, joyful learning process, and second one is to having the creativity through the creation, through the art, with the art to develop the mindset of the students, look from the rote learning to PBL, problem-based learning, or competency-based education. Now when we have the crossword puzzles, that is very important. When we have the entropy, heat energy at the level of the student, they will have the eagerness, they will have the keen observation, and they will able to find the puzzle words, the crosswords. That is the very important. In the form of the primary level and upper primary level, we can explore the multiple perspectiveness of the concept, promoting teamwork and mutual appreciation. That is very important. Mutual appreciation, terminology, definitions, spelling, pairing, these all things we can develop through the crossword puzzle. So every subject, each subject has its own importance, and we can create the eagerness, the enthusiasm, and the gillness among the students through the different modes of the art integration, through the artwork, through the painting, through the drawing, and different segments of art, culture, heritage throughout the world. Here, that is the suggested art integrated learning process. Now, using art forms to send out message in social interest. See the picture. After getting the picture, what are the various key points? Keep in your mind. Please write in the chat box. Please go through. just see the picture. After seeing the picture, what could be the generating ideas in your mind to see the picture? Please write. Whatever the things keep in your mind, please write in the chat box. That could be the relevancy, because when we need to promote these things at an understanding level to develop the motor skill, we need to promote these things, because without these things we cannot promote the development of motor skill among the students through the different dance. Traditional dance Tamil Nadu, very good answer. Classical dance of Tamil Nadu, good answer. So when we have the classical dance of to see the picture, you analyze the what could be the possible traditional pattern of Tamil Nadu dance. So we can assume, and after getting assumed, we can have the proper information through this dance performance. That is relevancy, and it is directly mean to the learning process, learning outcomes through the all scenarios having towards the knowledge and disciplinary connections of cognitive, and reduces the capacity of the internal things in the form of the dance. Now, see this integrating art with EBS and science. We can add. Please see this picture. Everything is there. Science, EBS, and other segments of the work is there. So when we mingle the things in art integrated learning process, it could be the resolvents and other segments of the work. That could be the relevancy. And presently we can discuss to enhance the skills and different domains to such an emotions and their senses regarding the observation and curious exploration. Some suggested art integrated learning. So can teach writing, reading, directions, topography, geography, planning, measurement, conversation, angles, area, space management, and system thinking. So what could be the system thinking when we analyze to systematic the things in the proper manner of the particular art, that is in the form of the system thinking, and we can having the learning concept through the emotions and other curious exploration in the form of the part in coordination and movement of the creating awareness through the mutual appreciation and develop a pluralistic to have cognitive and empathy for compassion. Now, dancing science, what we could do, we enter the stage using the powerful energy. When we have the performance on stage, we able to movement of the earth around the sun to create day and night, and we have the energized at the same powerful energy level. We need to have the other part, so we can address the things and correlate the things to the different segment, art to the science, science to the art, and any other part that could be the form of the different segments and scenarios. Integrated art with mathematics, we will have to drop out the public eye and go away to always the science, the engineering and technology, and it will be the mathematics level that could the STEM, and having the things, it could be the form of the different part. Now, when we have to wonder the flow titles square things, just parameter of each rectangle is same. Look here, see here, the perimeter of each rectangle is same, but their areas are different. And what could be the increaseness of the decision? To increase the difference of length and breadth, the area of rectangle is the maximum, because it's a square form, that could be the 12 centimeter. So we can address, you can add the students in a different modes through the art, with the art and for the art. That could be the relevancy, and the things which could be the form and other segments of the work, that is the very relevancy for that. So when we have the musical fractions, what could be the musical fractions? Maybe the whole, the half, the quarter, 8 and 16th. So this could be the art, this could be the form of the art, and it could be the musical fractions for the upper primary and other segments of the foundational stage. So the purpose of having this thing is what? We need to have the importance of orientation, of understanding and other things, that is the programs and so on, that could be very irrelevancy. Next, the Pythagoras ratios and guitar fits, you can see. Then we have the integrated learning through the language. We can have the different words, and after getting these all words, we can make one story. After getting the next, that could be the form of the storytelling. We can develop the storytelling level of the students through the different modes of the words, and individual discussion is there in the form of the planning of activities, in the form of the focusing and process of the product, and it could be the exploratory, encouraged, and the things which could be the gallery, historical monuments, and material to experimentation to the next journey of the student. That is also very important. Now, developing languages, that is the language skill, listening, speaking, reading and writing, LSRW, you know about that. So writing for the 9%, reading 16, listening 45, and speaking is 30%. So we need to promote these things to develop everything regarding the art integrated learning. This one is the shape of poetry and enhance the learning of the languages. We can develop the things in such a manner when the students are able to get. Dialogue writing using the artistic cartoon, we can develop the dialogue writing among the students, and for that they have the art of the experience, that could be connect, concept and having the through. They could have the manage spaces, the traditional setup, that could be the very confined and specific areas, the resources, especially the physical ones, and it could be compromised to create the joyful learning process. Forever bond, you can teach the expressive communication and enhance creativity, rich heritage and cultural diversity of the country. कला एवं हिंदी की एकीकृत गतिविधि, we can add the things to the picture, we can add the art and culture, the different activities in a manner of the presentation to create spaces and other participation of the recommendation in the periodic and opportunities to the logical regional artisans, that could be easily linked or to organization of experiences, and through the subject, the collaboratively, it could be for the teachers, the students, keeping in their mind to have different segments. Guidelines for the teachers, what could we have? The non-judgmental, non-comparative, non-competitive and non-threatening. So individual learning pattern could be respect and pace of the student must be evaluated with the proper rubrics. We can add the rubrics in the form of the different scenarios to interact the children, and they have the school authority in the form of the different boards to arrange the rows, the column, the presentation in different activities manner. Now That is very, very important. Ikigai. What is ikigai? So ikigai is a Japanese word, and it adds iki and gai. Iki means to live and gai means reason. So what is the reason of having to live? What you love, that is the passion, mission, what the world needs, vacation, and what you can pay for profession, what you are good at. So these all are including, that is the passion, to reason, to live, and how could we have living the scenarios through the different modes of ikigai. So simple ikigai is to live with reason. How can we live with reason? Simple means of the things. Thank you. If you have any questions, please ask your questions, dear participants. Now you can write your queries in the chat box. I am able to take your queries. Please. Please write in the chat box if you have any queries. Please write any questions. So the purpose of having the art integration learning at foundational stage, at different stages, primary, upper primary, as a teacher, our role is the facilitator. So as a facilitator, we need to promote these things. The purpose is what? We need to promote the competency-based education among the students. We need to promote the experiential learning in other part. That could be the relevancy, and for that, the art integration is the best means of communication, best means of learning patterns to develop the fine motor skill of the student. Yes, any more questions? I am waiting for your responses. Please ask. Write in the chat box. Yes, any questions? Any questions, please? No questions? There is no attendance leak. Those